All right, good morning, everyone. Dan here from tradingology.com in the trading room for April 6th, 2021. So we're in our first full week of April going on. Hope you guys enjoyed the longer weekend there. We got some exciting stuff to share with you, some new things we're rolling out between myself and working with some of the Strong Market team. And right on cue, Dave is joining us from the Strong Market team. So good morning, Dave.
Good morning, Dan.
Happy Tuesday to you. We hit our first 80s yesterday, so watch out.
I'm looking forward to it.
Then we got a big old storm right behind it, so good times.
Not snowstorm, I hope.
No snowstorm, just lots of, actually some hail. So I guess a little bit was frozen.
Okay.
Good morning, Andre. Good to see you. Appreciate you joining us.
Hey, Andre. Andre, I don't know if you noticed, but I don't check LinkedIn that much. And I know you sent me a message and I did respond to it like, I don't know, 6 weeks later. So I really don't go on to LinkedIn that much. But hopefully you got my message. I think it was yesterday or the day before.
There you go. I'm sure you get his notification. I get those pretty often too. He's got it. All right.
All right, good.
Well, today we got cooking. We'll just take a quick peek at the internals here and a little stair-stepping day on the volume coming in. So yesterday we saw a lot of flat lining just above the zero line, where today we'll see if we continue that up step and a big move on the internals right at the open. So there was a lot of volatility this morning right around the open. One thing I'm keeping a keen eye on here is we're approaching this 25 level on the SPY VIX ratio. I think we hit a 23 already. So once that gets up there, I've got my warning. I haven't changed any of this. I haven't moved my little bubble here. So you see we're even trending above that trend line right now with the SPY itself. So we're getting into that territory where it almost typically like clockwork declines. Nothing guaranteed, not predictions, just saying it's a much higher probability. So keep an eye on that. VIX is all-time low, or not all-time low, excuse me, but we're all-time low for quite a while. We're going back to these, I got to zoom this guy way back. Obviously pre-pandemic era. Let's see if we'll get down into these zones below 15. We're still hovering around 18, but it has made a move down here. So VIX is dropping, VXX is dropping. We're at a 10. So there's not much left in that. How low can it go?
Yeah, and if you look at the options on the at the money options, they're below $1 now on the VXX, going about 31 days out. So tomorrow will be 30 days.
So we'll definitely be taking a look at that tomorrow, see if there's an opportunity for either way, maybe a long trade on the VXX. We will see.
Potentially. Yeah, I think the internals were kind of weird. I mean, we had the market was down overnight. The S&P was down about 6 or 7 handles, but right at the open, we had that. It's kind of interesting because it's on the advanced decline. It was a big red bar. It looks like traders came in and they bought the market right at the open.
Yeah, kind of it throws you for a loop when you see this big bar going up, but it's red.
Yeah, it is kind of weird. Not sure why it's red.
If that was from the previous, if it's taken that into account, maybe Thinkorswim's calculated it just on that first bar. I don't believe I've seen that before.
I've never seen it before, no. Not sure why that happened.
Or maybe it was a gap down. See if I can see anything in the history. Yeah, that's a rare one. We'll call it a TDA fluke. Because it's definitely going up. Went from 0 to 500. Or what's the low? It was actually -2. Or -7 was the low. So it opened at a -2 and it went to -7. Why? But then it closed at 553. That should still be a green bar.
Yeah, it should be. Yeah, that's kind of weird. Yeah, and then yesterday we hit one of the primary targets on the Dow Cash Index. I think I posted it. You posted it to the Facebook group, but it was we hit that upper trend line going back to 1929, and the last time that trend line was hit to the upside was in 2000, right at the time, just before the dot-com bubble crash there. So we came, I mean, you couldn't get it any better than that. I mean, almost to the dollar, it hit that trend line. You're talking about a trend line that goes back to 1929. It cuts across the top of 2000. And so this will be the third time it's hit that trend line. We know what happened in 1929. We know what happened in 2000.
And now it's revisiting that line. So we are watching that. And as you noted, not calling it a top yet. We need to see prices move back away from it to see if it's actually confirmed as a potential top.
Yep. Within a few, by the end of this, that's a weekly chart. So what we want to see by the end of this week, by Friday, we want to see a big reversal and a red bar for the weekly. That would confirm, in my mind, that there's probably greater potential to the downside from that. How much, I don't know. You know, we're not going to predict what the downside is going to be, but if it is going to be a reversal, we'll probably see that candle red by Friday.
So Andre was asking about the Facebook group. So it's just a page on there. It's nothing. It's completely open. You can follow it. So I dropped the link in for you there. It's www.facebook.com/mytradingology. So there you go, Andre.
Yep, Dan is revitalizing that. It's been dormant for a few years. You'll see a lot of old stuff on there, but yeah, it could be a nice little group to join, get in there, and we can post stuff, public stuff there. Of course, the Slack channel is for members only. So if you guys are interested in you know, our private thoughts and updates for members only, you know, join Tradingology and then go to the Slack channel.
Yeah, and if people have a appetite and they want a private Facebook group, I am open to opening that up if people want to collaborate inside there as members only, same kind of thing. But I don't want to overburden too many people. But I figure if you guys want it, I'll give you what you need to converse back and forth. It's not that it's Dave or I here to tell you everything. You know, we obviously share what we're doing, but the more people sharing together, the better we'll make everybody. So let us know if that's something that you're interested in. Shoot me an email, support@tradingology.com. We'll take a look into that if you guys want to start doing a members only Facebook group. I'm definitely open to that.
And as long as you got that chart open there, you can take a quick look at the Market Timer XL. It's kind of interesting on the weekly. You see the way over to the left, there's two sharp spikes in the green there. There's the up volume and up issues there on the green, and the down issues, down volume is the yellow. And you can see they and I've noticed this over the years since I created the Market Timer XL in 1992. I noticed on the longer term charts, they create diamond patterns. Diamond patterns are typically, double diamond patterns are typically reversal patterns. And that's what we had there. We had the two green patterns there in shape of diamonds. And then you can see over to the right there, just to the right of that, you had two sharp yellow diamonds, which were two negative. To the right of those, you got, so they're
then over here.
Yeah. So you got two diamond patterns that are negative, and so those 2 weeks were negative, and it went positive the next week. Typically, you get, you know, two positive, you're going to go negative, which we did. We go two negatives, we got positive. So look for those two diamond patterns.
Yeah, so if we take that up to current events now, we had a positive or a diamond here to the negative. You can right after that we have a positive, and then didn't go all the way negative here, but now it's kind of an elongated one, you might want to call this.
Yeah, it looks like almost like a kind of a rounded pattern that's turning over. But typically when you have two green weeks in a row, or, you know, well, not in a row, but with those high numbers like that, you'll typically see a reversal the other way. You'll go yellow, which is a down market. Yeah, so I like the Market Timer XL on the weekly charts. The daily charts don't give me a lot of information. Strangely enough, it doesn't really work for me. But the weeklies, it does really, really well.
Just another way to that we use the tools, right? And just keep it at different outlooks. And obviously, whenever you have a longer time frame, more data is more reliable and higher probabilities.
Yeah, I like the weeklies.
Bigger data sets.
Yep. Also, interestingly enough, cryptocurrencies, except for Bitcoin, have really taken off here. XLM was almost hit 60 cents XRP traded over $1, and they've all reversed pretty sharply this morning. We have XLM, like I said, it was almost at 60, and the XRP there was over $1, and then they, boom, right back down again. Not
Yeah, I was
sure if
putting
it-
some measurements on here. Yesterday's move was
yeah, 40%, something.
like
More than that,
56.
56%. Yeah,
And today we're already seeing a 45% range as well. So
yeah, insane.
no
You know,
advice, but you may or may not want to cash in on some of those profits if you're still holding some and you're able to actually execute trades. The majority of the people in the US, it's delisted. So, but we do have lots of members that are international. So as always, we never never give advice, but you may want to look into it.
Yeah, I mean, it reversed pretty hard. If you go down to a, like a maybe a 15-minute, 30-minute chart, especially XLM. I'm not sure if XRP did as much, but XLM really started getting hit hard, and we're red on the daily on that one.
Oh, it is retracing quite a bit. Let me
Yeah.
pop that guy up a little bit higher in XLM.
Yeah, so we didn't make a new high. We kind of got up close to the old high, but we could not. It doesn't look like, at least at this point, I mean, the day's not closed out yet, but it reversed pretty hard. What's the measurement from the top of that 58 to where we are now, to the low?
16%.
Yeah, so it's like that's a good chunk there.
Our fund strategies work in crypto too. So anybody that's leveraging Target Hunter, they've asked if cryptos work. Just taking a quick glance at that. That's interesting. Buy zone, sell zone.
Yep.
But yeah, looking at that daily chart. Oh, look at that. It's dead on this previous day.
Yep, highest close there is that big green candle, and we could not, wherever what's the close on that? It's closes.
This one closed at
56.5, it says.
56539. And this open.
Yeah, open 565.
Yeah.
So at 56-cent level, looks like a bit of resistance there on XLM. Traded above it, sold right off on it. I'm not sure if we're going to go higher or not. The target, if we do trade higher on XLM, my target is 89 cents. If it gets there, 89 cents. We'll see. This could also be a kind of a odd looking head and shoulders pattern there too. We got a bit of a left shoulder, right head, and a right shoulder too. So that's a potential. Yeah, the left shoulder is over there, head in the middle, and the right shoulder what we're forming right now.
Sure.
Could be either way.
And Bitcoin's down on the day 2%. So it's not doing that. It doesn't have the big activity that everybody else does, which we've seen many times, whether it's the altcoins versus Bitcoin.
Yeah.
I got a target on that of 71,662. But it's starting to go sideways. So the fibs usually only work in the trending market. So we'll see if we can't make a new high, we might not make that 72. If we start to just shuffle sideways, the fibs are out the window. Because fibs only work in trending, doesn't work in sideways.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah. I don't know. It's just some very strange stuff going on. And, we had the DXY up 18.18%. And then that also got hit really, really hard this morning. As soon as the market opened, stocks went up. DXY just started going down. We're down about 0.68% right now. Oh, yeah. That's weird. My trading view is showing minus 0.65%. I
got negative 0.12.
I think that's probably right, because I don't know, all of my charts on DXY. Well, you got the pro version. I do not. Maybe that's why. I do not have a subscription. Maybe that's why. Maybe they're doing a delay or something.
It could be a 15-minute or something.
But those numbers are not right on my side.
Are you on a weekly or daily?
It doesn't really matter. I'm looking at the sidebar there.
Oh, gotcha.
where the percentage changes are.
Andre's asking, still no crypto positions currently, right? I personally don't have any. So
No.
kudos to those that held on and have a dollar XRP. You know, hindsight's easy 2020. It would have been a fun number to cash out at, but I still cashed out at less profit. So I personally don't have any, and I'm not looking to jump back in right now, but I know a few people do have some.
I do have some Ethereum, only because I had 100,000 VTHO, which is the token that gets generated when VET is used, and I cashed that in when VTHO hit. It's VTHO when that hit like 0.019, and so I ended up with about 1 Ethereum from it.
There you go.
So,
and our yields are being pushed back down. Obviously, government's trying to keep control on that yield curve. And speaking of them, we do have FOMC meeting minutes coming out this week. Tomorrow, I believe it is.
Yeah.
So we'll see what's going on there. And yesterday and today they're doing IMF meetings. So we'll see if that carries any big news or not, or if it's just a non-event day. What? Go ahead.
That for the Spark token, you mean, Andre? The way that works is they took a snapshot of the XRP ledger last, I believe it was sometime in December, or November. And so if you had XRP at that point, you can apply. There's a couple of different.
I think they automatically credit you with Flare tokens for the amount of XRP that you had at the time of the snapshot. So it was nothing you actually had to do other than have it available.
That's right. And it's not a full distribution. It was 1-for-1 for the amount of XRP that you had, but it's not 1-for-1 immediately. It's spaced out over a period of, I think it's like 3 years.
It's almost like a vesting period on a 401k.
Yeah. You get a little bit at the beginning. It's 1-for-1, but you have to wait until like 3 years to get the full allotment. If you're interested, I'm not sure which exchanges are. What is the value of Flare, the token? I heard it was trading over $1 at one point.
I haven't personally seen, so I don't know if I can find it or not.
I don't know. It only trades on like one exchange outside the US. So, the strange thing too is that XRP is going up while really nobody can trade it in the US legally.
Of course.
It's kind of funny because now XRP is making one of the biggest moves it's had since 2017, and US investors can't participate.
Right.
Really very, very strange. But those are the kind of things that you have to look for in the market. Those unexpected events can come up and kind of like, hey, nobody anticipated that XRP is going to go into a rally while it's being, Ripple is being sued by the SEC. Just wouldn't happen. And it did.
Yeah, I don't even see, I can't pull up a symbol or nothing, so I don't have any value of Flare right now. So sorry about that, Andre. Maybe we'll find something offline.
Yeah, I don't think they, I don't, it trades on like one
Flare exchange.
Yeah, it's like a secondary exchange someplace with very low volume.
All right. Well, we could end with our latest news of working with some of your team over there.
Yeah. Let's take a look at the NASDAQ spreadsheet. Dan and the team at Strong Market have been working together to put together the NASDAQ spreadsheet again, put it all back together. They updated all the data, and now it is live.
So there we go.
Yeah.
They're now going to be including both Dow, or New York Stock Exchange, I should say, which includes the Dow and the SPX, then the NASDAQ version. So yeah, I worked with those guys. It was great working with them. So make sure you send along my thanks as well. So there's nothing in the notes right now. We didn't backport anything, but we'll start having them put in some notes on the daily basis there. But a few nuances that we did modify that maybe we can talk through is when the original one was put together, you had, or the team had, an 11-day and a 21-day sum, and we've modified that to match the New York exchange for 21 and 27 days. So those columns, if you ever saw the older one, the newer one is updated for 21 and 27 days. So it's basically a mirror of the New York version, just with different NASDAQ numbers. And so we've put in, and interestingly enough, there's a lot more issues that trade on the NASDAQ. So that's one thing that people will notice is we might do some coding changes for where the limits are, because just because it's over 1,500 might not carry as much weight like it does in the New York Stock Exchange side. So look for further tweaks, but yeah, this one is coming out. We get the same herding that we see. So there's definitely more bearish herding that we saw tech taking a hit recently.
Yeah. Yeah, that's great. Glad to see it revive there, and nice work on doing the updates.
Yeah, appreciate that. Big drops too, by the way, on both sides recently. That's kind of coinciding, obviously, with the recent rallies, where volatility was over 100% multiple times on the NASDAQ. Then we've dropped down from 90, just from 4 days. We've dropped 20 percentage points.
Yeah,
that's a huge drop. And the same thing, let me pull up the Dow sheet.
Well, there's a lot more volatility. The NASDAQ is, there's a lot more volatility in the NASDAQ than there is, because a lot of them are small caps. And technology, of course, is still, quite volatile. So,
and it's more thinly traded too. Obviously, when anybody trades the NQ or the micro NQs, there's less contracts going on there, where you see hundreds of contracts at MES and ES levels, where there's single digits sometimes and only 15, 20 contracts, which adds to that volatility. It's much easier to move price for the market makers.
That's right. Yeah.
So look for that. That's the big announcement for the spreadsheets coming from the Strong Market team. So that was a good time. And if you guys have any requests for specific indicator reviews like we did on the swing signal last week, we're definitely open to doing those at a one-off basis. If you got any questions or which one you'd like to see, how it's used or whatnot, or where it comes from, we're definitely open to dedicating a couple episodes here and there for different indicators, like the balance of power, market timer synth charts here, or the oscillators. If anyone's curious and they don't understand them, let us know and we can cover what you guys are looking for.
So right now, target on the S&P 500, as you mentioned yesterday in the Slack channels, they're probably targeting that 4,100 area at the minimum. We could end up seeing the Dow at 33. I have an alert at 33,666.
That's those underlying things you look for. It is funny because the market makers do use numbers to communicate. So we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, look at where the S&P 500 ended in the 2008-2009 financial crisis. The bottom was 666.
Right.
So I'm looking for a top in the Dow at 33,666.
And last week on Friday,
yeah,
we had 666 declining issues.
yeah.
So the number's creeping back in. So is it a signal? We'll find out.
Yeah, they do communicate with numbers. You're absolutely right. Sometimes we get some strange numbers on the closing figures, like we get exactly like the market was up exactly 318.00 or 300 zeros.
Right.
Things make you scratch your head and wonder.
Yeah, the ones just super long odds of stuff happening, which occurs. It's like, how are they both down exactly like $2?
Yeah,
weird things like that.
Yeah,
Andre says that was a great session for the weekly signal. So thanks, Andre. Appreciate that.
Good. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Well, with that, we'll probably wrap her up. I don't think there's anything I missed along here. Yeah, I think we're good to rock and roll, guys. Appreciate you joining us. And I've never said this before. We'll try it once. If you like this, click that subscribe button.
Absolutely.
Or if you have any comments, always welcome to feedback.
And hit the bell.
There you go. Get reminded. So you never know when we might be coming out with some hot, new, fresh information. Today was the NASDAQ spreadsheet. And if you want that, it is only $5 a month for the subscription for the live updates. You don't have to worry about updating it. Strong Market team does that. So I'm working more and more with the Strong Market team as we go here, making things as much as possible and just the better for you guys. So more tools.
Yeah, that's really nice. That's a bargain. That's an unbelievable bargain.
All right, Dave, with that, we'll probably wrap her up and we'll catch you in the Slack channels.
Yep, sure will. And we'll see everybody on Thursday. Take care.
Thanks, Andre. Have a good day.